What's up, everybody? It's Pete back again. Let me pour myself a little whiskey while I explain to you guys why we don't have a round table this week. If you'll take a look at the sorry son of a bitch on the screen, that's me. As of Friday, I cut my cornea on a fleck of metallic dust somehow, and rubbing my fucking eye trying to get it out. Well, this is the first time I've been able to withstand bright light in probably about 4 days. So here we are with a segment episode. Couldn't film, unfortunately, this weekend, so I missed the boys once more. My aim is off, but I intend to fix that. I'm getting my scope repaired, and I won't miss them anymore. Anyway, first of all, I want to thank my Aunt Carol for bringing me an Easter present of Seagram's Canadian whiskey. This was bottled in 1976, and if you know anything about Seagram's, they distill their liquor 6 years prior to bottling, so this is actually a 39-year-old bottle of whiskey. It belonged to my uncle, and my uncle never really drank that much, so she gave it to me because she knows I like whiskey. And this is honestly some of the smoothest whiskey I've ever had in my life. It's nice Canadian, which I'm not always a big fan of. You know, I like my single malts, but this is basically a 40-year blend, and I'm enjoying it. Oh, it goes down like water, though. So I'm here to talk to you guys about the CGC. Now, look at the gigantic stack in front of me. All my spoils from Comic-Con have finally arrived in the mail. I turned in a bunch of stuff this year for the CGC Signature Series. Off the bat, we got Wolverine #1, 9.4, signed by Chris Claremont. That was cool. Got a X-Men 101, First Phoenix, 7.5, also signed by Chris Claremont. I love the CGC, guys. I don't like buying stuff that is CGC'd already. The prices of these books on eBay and shit like that are just way too high. It's just astronomical that most people just can't afford. But if you've got a good issue lurking around, it's in really nice condition, or you have an opportunity to get it autographed, and the CGC is honestly one of the best ways to protect your books. They put it in a near airtight seal, so it's never gonna fade. The color's always gonna stay vibrant. It's not going to get oxidized and everything. It's not going to get that stink that old comics get. These are the best way to protect your nice books. Got the Amazing Spider-Man 583 9.8 signed by Phil Jimenez. That was cool. And well, Art DeSordum signature cost me fucking like $20, but whatever. You know, I've complained about artists doing stuff like that for a while, but, you know, to each their own, I guess. We got his Fantastic Four covers, all signed and certified by him. Got Ultimate Fantastic Four 30 through 32, and we got a 9.4, 9.6, and a 9.8 on those. But what I especially wanted to talk to you guys about is some new friends that I made over at Desert Wind Comics out in Las Vegas. What these guys will do, now you know, unless it's at a convention, you guys cannot submit stuff to the CGC unless you are a Collectors Society member, which you can, you know, then mail out your books right from home. But the only time you people can submit stuff to the CGC is if you find them at a convention. Other than that, you have to go through an authorized dealer, which I guess just makes it less of a headache for the people at the CGC. I don't know why you need to be a part of this collector society. I did it for a year, and you know what? I never even emailed stuff out. I never mailed stuff out from my home. I just always brought books to conventions, and I submitted them there. And what these people at Desert Wind Comics do is they are not only an authorized CGC retailer, basically, but they are specifically a CGC Signature Series retailer. They will take your books and they will get them signed by whatever artist or writer that they happen to be, you know, scheduled to meet with for an extra maybe like $50 or whatever. I recently got 2 books that I submitted at New York Comic Con back in February. I got them signed by Stan Lee. They were meeting him at one of his offices out in Las Vegas, and I got my Strange Tales 110, First Doctor Strange, signed by Stan. It's a 3.0 on that one. And I got my Incredible Hulk #1. 1.8, now not of course the greatest condition, but I'm not a multi-millionaire. I'm just happy to have it, and I got it signed by Stan, and it's in its nice hard plastic case, and it's never going to get damaged. So really happy with my friends at Desert Wind Comics, Chandler Rice and his wife Sharon, I believe it's his wife. They were really cool to me. I talked to them on the phone. You know, they'll call you up and they'll let you know when your books are getting shipped. They treat you right. And specifically, I want to check out what's coming up on the screen now is their latest offer that I got emailed to me. This is your chance to get the new Captain America number 50 that's coming out, signed and certified into the CGC Signature Series. They guarantee you a 9.6 or better, signed and certified by Joe Simon, the creator of Captain America, and Stan Lee. Now this is probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, guys. It's a little pricey, I admit. For $129, you can get both signatures with a certificate of authenticity, and for $169, you can get this book put into the CGC Signature Series, guaranteed at a 9.6 or higher. I am jumping on this. I would love a book signed by Joe Simon. You know, it's a terrible thing to say, but him and Stan are in their mid to late 80s, guys, and you know, unfortunately, we don't know how long these legends are going to still be around. That's just the way life goes. And, you know, this is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm absolutely jumping on it. I cannot recommend enough that you guys do too. Hit these guys up. Ask for Chandler Rice. Tell them Pete from the Basement sent you. Email them at desertwindcomics@hotmail.com. Let them know that you saw this offer on Pete's Basement. Let them know you're interested in the Captain America book. So once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, guys. I'm actually going to make the phone call right after I'm done with yous, and so I can reserve my order, so I can get at least one of them. These guys will always send you updates, and they'll let you know who they're meeting with, when they're going to meet them. You can expect this book. The cutoff is May 15th for pre-orders on the Captain America book. You could probably expect about a 2-month turnaround, give or take. Don't rush it, you know, don't be impatient. These things take time. And the CGC always ships in gigantic boxes. You'll get one comic in a box this big, wrapped in bubble wrap, so you never have to worry about safety. That's a promise. They always come priority or even express mail, especially for the older books. I can't thank all of the guys at the CGC enough at the table that I was always going to, and like, hey, come with me so I can get this thing signed. You know, they have to witness it. I believe you guys know that. I told you about that before. They have to witness the signing at the CGC. Otherwise, it's just, you know, I could have wrote it, so they don't know. My last one, my first experience with the CGC, I told you guys about this. Some of you, if you've seen the earlier episodes, you know about it, but some of you may not. The absolute prize in my collection is a 3.0 Amazing Fantasy 15 signed by Stan Lee. I did this last year, and my goal, hopefully, one day is to have all of the Marvel firsts. I don't care what condition I get them in, as long as they're complete. Hopefully one day I can get them all signed by Stan Lee. But I do got my two favorites, my Hulk and my Spider-Man, and, well, I could die in peace with this. I might like to get my X-Men done at some point, but, you know, we'll see what happens in the future. Desert Wind, I find, meets with Stan Lee pretty often. His signature is about another $50 extra. And honestly, you know, for a Stan Lee signature, that's not bad at all. And, you know, I don't really know that I got anything more to say, guys. Check them out, desertwindcomics@hotmail.com. Chandler Rice, thank you very much for treating me right. You guys out there, let them know Pete from the Basement sent you. Enjoy your whiskey, enjoy your reading, and keep me posted on what you're collecting, guys. Hit us up, questions@petesbasement.com, and hit us up on the MySpace /Pete's Basement. Let me know what's going on with your collection. Let me know how eBay's treating you and everything. And I see you guys in a week. I promise, barring I don't get my fucking head cut off or something like that, involved in some freak accident that I lose 3 out of 4 of my limbs, we will have a roundtable next week. I'll see you guys then.
Alright, so I broke out my crate full of Mad Magazine and Crack magazines to share with you guys. Got a bunch of them here. Mad came out in 1952. First is like a comic book, and then